Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Nova, and what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Nova. Here we go. And welcome to the Skill Slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills. On the right hand side is all the specials that go with the skills. And then the column next to skills is CD or cooldown for each skill. And then charges, that's how many times you can use each skill. And then the column hits is how many times that skill will hit a creature or opponent in the game. And then the column damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another creature in the game. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And then of course you have the passive at the bottom. So a few things to mention, and that is the lettering in the specials section that's red is connected to the legend at the bottom left corner. So SA stands for super armor, and then there's forward guard, and that just means that those things are not applied when you're in arena. Everywhere else in the game it will work, but just not when you go into arena, so be aware of that. And that is pretty much it. Take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PVE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PVE Slide. What I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Glacial Burst is your highest damaging skill. So if you're wondering why there's a section colored in green, it's because we can only take 8 skills into the world, and these are the ones I'm recommending that you choose because of damage percentage. Now, there are a lot of great skills that I didn't highlight, which is, for example, Thorns of Punishment. That's your grab. So if you're wanting to do PvP or just enjoy that skill and grab creatures and stuff like that, you might want to include that in. Maybe swap it out for Frozen Wasteland and not take too much of a loss in percentage. But try them all out. These are the ones that I recommend. You don't have to stick with them. This is just where it's a good starting point. So take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we're going to cover the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP Slide. So what I've done here is I've organized all the skills according to the column of damage-PVP, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Glacial Burst continues to be your highest damaging skill. Now, looking over on the right hand side under specials, everyone always wants to know what skills can I use that have super armor that I can use in the arena and as well as outside the arena, so I'm not messing with all that. And I got some good news, and I got some, well, I got some news, and I got some news that you need to work on. So first of all, there is only one skill that is used in arena and outside, and that is Thorns of Punishment. This is your grab. And quite honestly, if you use that skill and you get the grab on your opponent, hey, that's great. But if you don't, you got your super armor active. Good job. Now, the part you would need to work on is, I believe in the enhancement slide, there's 2 enhancements you can unlock. Well, that will give you the option to change a forward guard into a super armor. So you would have more options of what skills you can use in arena for super armor. So there is that. And now I want to cover the passive. This is going to be a little lengthy, but don't worry. I want to show you what the passive looks like when it's in action after I read what it's all about. So let's get to it. You summon a queen. Oh, sorry, it's called promote. You summon a queen by promoting a knight or a pawn into a queen. And it's applied after all skills are learned. And I'll just get right to it and say you need Command Knight's Charge. That's the skill, the second one down from the top. Command Rising Ice Thorns. That's the third one from the top down. And you need Command Frost Shield. Those are the 3 skills you need to summon the queen. And if you look in specials, you'll see that the Knight's Charge obviously summons a knight. And the Rising Ice Thorns will summon a pawn that will go around and fight for you. And then the Command Frost Shield will summon a pawn that stands there and defends against attackers for you. It won't move around, it'll just stand there. So now that you know, oh sorry, let's keep going. You summon the queen after a pawn or knight is used 6 times. So you need to use one of these skills 6 times. I believe you can use all 3 of them twice, but when you accumulate 6 times, then you'll see the queen come out. And the queen looks just like Nova with the standard shield, and she's like a, oh man, like a blue spirit of sorts that just wreaks havoc. So an ice crystal is formed near your character, near your Nova, when 6 stacks has been achieved, letting you know that the next time you use Command Knight's Charge, Rising Ice Thorns, or Command Frost Shield, the queen will come out instead. So you will be able to know that, hold off on it, use other skills, and when it matters the most, use that skill, and boom, the queen just comes out, and you both tag team on whatever poor soul you're beating down. And that's how that works. Now to the right, let's find out what happens when the queen comes out. 80% of Nova's skill damage occurs. The duration is reduced in arena, and so it doesn't last as long. You cannot summon a pawn or a knight. So there's no triple teaming with the queen, you, and a pawn or a knight, or quadruple teaming. That just doesn't happen. That'd be kind of unfair, but wouldn't it be cool? You can still accumulate summon stacks while the queen is out. So you can still keep going to get up 6 more and get the queen out again as soon as possible. PvP damage taken is negative 15% for 30 seconds. And PvP damage dealt is plus 10% for 30 seconds. So all good things when it comes to the world of PvP and having that queen back you up when you're fighting really tough creatures as well. The next thing is the queen does use some of Nova's skills, and you will see this in the video. It's really cool. And the skill branch and enhancements are not applied. So the extra stuff you get when you use your skills that you unlocked is not what the queen will be using, and that's fine. Extra damage is always appreciated. Debuffs only affect monsters. So if the queen is doing a spell, or excuse me, a skill that debuffs, it's the monsters only, not the other players' characters. So just be aware of that. And last, damage against monsters is plus 15% for 10 seconds upon using your command skills. So using the Knight's Charge and the Rising Ice Thorns and the Frost Shield to get to the queen, you're getting that plus 15% damage added on for 10 seconds until you get the queen out. It's great. This passive is completely saying you're not alone. You will have support. So what I'm going to do now is let me queue up that video and show you what this looks like during gameplay, so you can get comfortable and see what you're looking for. So here we go, bringing up the video. Alright, here we go. So wanted to show off her shield and show you how cool it looks. I think it looks cool. So we are going to be messing around with this group of people back here. And on the right hand side is, for skills, is Command's Night Charge, and then Rising Ice Thorns, and Command Frost Shield, all the way to the left. So first things first, let's show you what Command's Night's Charge looks like. And it summons the guy on horseback, and you can see he's out there for a good length of time, but yeah, they come back at you, and that's fine. But I wanted to say, this is a really good example, and there is Rising Ice Thorns. That was the pawn that fights for you. This is a really, and this one is the Command Frost Shield. So we'll just bring out the pawn again. You can see the pawn fighting for you. This is also a really good video to show what forward guard does for you. See, you take no damage, they're attacking you, your shield is helping out. Really good. So you see that little ice thing to the right of you? The next time, and here comes the queen. So she's already out, she's attacking on the base right there. Looks like Nova, and she lasts a bit of time. You'll see her using her skills. It's just pure chaos when you release her, while my forward guard is helping me out and pushing me back. So once again, this is what the pawn looks like. Some more pawn. We're trying to build it up again so you could see another shot at the queen. So there's the Frost Shield, and it's just a protective shield when you need it the most. And again, there is the knight, and the knight just stomps like an AoE damage that goes in random directions, so it's really nice. And I think that ought to do it. Yep, here comes the queen. There she is. She's already out there kicking butt. Very damaging. And that's how it works. You just gotta time it well and know that when you're ready to summon the queen, it's gonna be definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and go back to the PvP slide. Here we go. And welcome back. So now that you know how your passive works and what it looks like, take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is her skill combos. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. So before we tell you how this works, let us tell you where you can find it. When you're in the game and you bring up the menu and you look all the way over to the right where it says skills, tap on that, and now you're on this skills screen. And if you look towards the middle and all the way at the bottom, you will see a icon that looks like a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and it will say skill combos to the next to it. Tap on that, and now it brings this window up called the list of skill combos, and you can use your finger to scroll up and down to see everything. There's not much there, but what I've done is I've taken all of it and put it on one slide for you to print out or put on another monitor, or just have it there so that you can see what Pearl Abyss is suggesting for doing combos, so you can get the hang of it. So now that you know where to find it, let's tell you how this works. On the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start out with, and then it chains into the skill you would use next, which is in gray. So for example, if you use the one at the top, which is Quartum Charge, then you would use the next skill, which is Winter's Wrath, and that is a 2-hit combo right there. Now looking at what she has, there is maybe a 3 or 4 hit combo. Let's see if we can find it. Looking at all the skills on the right hand side in gray, Winter's Wrath is not one of the blues. So, it ends when you use that skill. Glacial Burst is one of them, so that's good. And Quartum Charge is also one of them, so that's good too. But if we were to give you maybe a 3-hit combo, it could be Frozen Wasteland in blue, so the second one down, chain it into Glacial Burst, and then look at Glacial Burst in blue, and chain that into Winter's Wrath. So there you go. The 3-hit combo that you can do if you wanted to. And this is all designed to just give you an idea of how to do combos. You will definitely, when you get comfortable with all her skills, you will know what works best for you and what you want to do. But this is a good starting point, and this is why this slide is here. There is one more thing to say while we are on the subject, and that is if you look at the skill called Assault in blue, that actually is not a skill that you will find on your skill list. It is actually something that you will see in the Enhancement Slide section, which is coming up next. But what I want to do is let's bring up a picture for you, shall we? So what you're looking at is that Assault belongs to the skill Glacial Burst. And when you go there and you see Assault, you need to unlock it with 18,000 silver to learn it. And now what they mean is when you use Glacial Burst and chain it into Quartum Charge, the Assault will be part of that chain. It'll be Assault into Quartum Charge, but you have to unlock it first. So now that you know that, take a moment to look at everything that we have here, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the next slide, which is her enhancements. Here we go. And welcome to the Enhancement Slide. If you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills. On the far right hand side is the branch damage connected to these skills, and in the center is 4 columns. The first one, second, and fourth, going from left to right, is things that help Nova, your character. The third column is things that happen to the creature or the player's opponent you are facing. Sometimes it doesn't turn out that way, but that's okay. You have all the information in front of you. Let's see, something else I wanted to bring up is if you look at Winter's Wrath, the 4th skill down, and go all the way over to the 4th column, it says recover HP 200 upon 2nd or 3rd hit. That's important. I don't really recall seeing many characters have a double heal. And of course, that also means that it doesn't apply in Path of Glory. So when your team is formed and Nova is part of it, she is not going to heal herself like this in Path of Glory, but everywhere else in the game, yes, she will. Now, here's the most obvious question is, what are enhancements and how does it work? So when you are farming in the world of Elion or Hadum, you'll get these books, and the books are skill books. And like, for example, you'll get a book that's called Glacial Burst. You pay some silver to learn it, and you're increasing your knowledge in Glacial Burst. If you went to Glacial Burst, the skill, and you saw these red numbers around these icons, you tap to highlight it, look to the left, and you'll see these little circles around a bigger circle. Well, there'll be a red number. That means your Glacial Burst needs to get up to a certain level to be able to pay silver and unlock the enhancement to enhance the skill of Glacial Burst. So ultimately, when you're done, you will have an Assault enhancement on top of Glacial Burst. You'll have a burn damage, and when you use it, you'll hit your the target. Their DP will be reduced by 20 for 10 seconds. You want all of these enhancements unlocked to release the full potential of Nova. And like I said, you get these books in the world of Elion. In Hadum, it'll be treasure chests, and they will be a higher quality. So here is now where we're going to talk about the super armor versus forward guard. I did mention that there was two, and here they are: Winter's Wrath and Quartum Charge. If you see that the enhancement grants super armor instead of forward guard, you unlock it with silver, and it's your choice. You can toggle it to be forward guard when you use that skill, or you can toggle it to be super armor. And if you're wondering, well, I don't know what super armor or forward guard is, when we get to the next slide, which is our player card, it will have the definition of what those mean at the bottom. So that is pretty much everything that has to do with enhancements. Now you can take a look and see specifically what you want to unlock first to make your character built the way you like it. But just know that you want to unlock them all. So take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the next slide, which is the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all of the slides you previously saw put together on one slide. Now, and there is something that is added that's new. So allow me to introduce how this works. At the very top is her top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended in green. And to the right of that is something new. It is called Immobilization. Anytime a skill knocks the creature or opponent up in the air, knocks them down, stun, bound, freeze, anything like that, you're immobilizing them, and it takes frames for them to get up, be ready to fight again. Now, what it shows is that Winter's Wrath and Frenzied Bishop have 3 immobilizations, and these are skills you want to use, especially when you're in PvP against another person. And I will explain why as we get down this player card. So, if there is an immobilization, it'll be green. If there isn't, it's red. And wow, Nova has a lot of mobilizations from 3 to 2 and down to 1, whereas many other characters just have 2 or 1. So if you're wondering, well, what do you mean by mobilization? Let's look at Winter's Wrath. Look down on the skills section and look at Winter's Wrath. It's the 4th one down. Go all the way over to the right and the special section, and you'll see that she has forward guard. It freezes on the first hit, knocks them back on the second hit, and knocks them down on the last hit. Those are 3 immobilizations right there. So that's how this works. You already know about the skills section, and we just got through talking about the enhancement section, so you know about that. Below that is the legend for what is not applied in Path of Glory or Arena. And now we come to the definitions for forward guard and super armor. Forward guard, this means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. If you recall the video for passive for Nova, you saw that the AI opponents were hitting her and not causing any damage. That's because her forward guard was active. So that's the really good example of it. And super armor, this means that incoming damage will be reduced, and effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. This is what everyone in PvP does as a standard. They constantly refresh their super armor so that they are protected. And if you're on the opposite side and you're trying to knock them down, you want to throw as many immobilization moves as you can. So Winter's Wrath, Frenzied Bishop, Command Knight's Charge, Affliction, I mean, Frozen Wasteland and Quartum Charge, right there, all of those, you're increasing the odds that when their super armor runs out and you get in that immobilization and you knock them down, you're increasing your chances that you can do that. And that's why that section is important. So take a look at everything. I highly recommend that if you wish to print this out, you know, just kind of use black and white, because it looks like it's a little heavy on the color. Just you know, if you're using your parents' printer, you might want to be nice to them and use black and white. So other than that, take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, the music is going to change. We're going to go into a gameplay video where we show you what Nova can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. Before we get started, let us show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we're at Kron Castle entrance. And we're here, well, because we love it here. The CP for the monsters is this much, and her CP is down in the bottom left corner this much. I think she'll be fine. So the way this works is we'll use this auto path and have her fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we will go to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So, without further ado, I am pleased to present to you Nova. Here we go. It's just about time for us to head to town. Here we go. So while the loading screen is coming up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like, let people know I am always making more videos, and there is so much more to do. Oh, we need the bird to get away from her face. So what I do now is just put Nova in a nice pose with the background, and we always have her check out her wave. So give a wave. There you go. And we're curious. Let's see what it's like when she claps. Nice. And one more time, we'll have her give a wave. Thank you very much for watching this video, and you have a great day. Take care. Bye now.